All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast, emanating forth, coming to you from. We are in the Raiderland World Headquarters tonight. You're going to jump in on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line, no matter where you are, West Texas and beyond. United Supermarkets supporting Texas Tech and West Texas. All right, so it's Wednesday. That means What If Wednesday. We look at an alternate history. What if things had been different? And tonight we'll talk about what if the name of Texas Tech weren't Texas Tech? We got that. We got it's graduation time tonight. Who spoke at your graduation? Anyone interesting? Anyone fascinating? Anyone good? I'll tell you who spoke at mine. This could be high school, college, whatever it might be. And then we ask you tonight, out of all the pro teams in Texas, who do you invest your energy with? Your time, your money, your emotional capital. Which Texas pro team gets your heart and why? So let's do it tonight. Let's waste no time. That, Tech baseball, softball, anything else on your mind, you want to talk about it, we're here for you on the daily broadcast. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day with us every day on the website at theraiderland.com. We got our Raiderland hot links, question of the day, thoughts, get your day started. It's a great way to begin your morning with us at theraiderland.com. Now, we're brought to you tonight by the gold standard in farm and ranch realty, and that would be, of course, Middleton and Son here in Lubbock, Texas. Going back multi generations, nobody does a better job selling. Again, farm and ranch realty. If you're looking at getting your own slice of West Texas, you need to call them. If maybe you have a farm that you're thinking about selling or some of your land or anything, nobody does a better job than Middleton and Son. Call them up, tell them thanks for being a great part of West Texas going back, golly, what, 75 years, maybe more? I'll have to double check on that. Also by Sideline Provisions, right there above my shoulder, right there, Sideline Provisions. Owned, operated, created by great Red Raiders. Look as good as your favorite team. Heck, look even better than your favorite team. If you're in Lubbock, you can get all the Sideline Provisions gear, hats, shirts, cool stuff at quarter four. That's the old Cardinals. Or just go online. We've got the link. It's going to be posted when we archive this tonight at theraiderland.com. So you can make all that happen. All right. And of course, if you like what we're doing, share this right now on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, and our Facebook page. If you want to follow us on all the platforms, you should. They're all free, don't cost nothing. So let's make it happen, shall we? James, where are you, James? There we go. Thumbs up from James. Craig gets in. He's one of the OGs. The talking box is on. Indeed, the talking box is on. Chris jumping in our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, free. Drive us over next hurdle of 500 subscribers on a daily basis by sharing that. Everybody on YouTube, hit like. We appreciate it. And then James, no Texas pro team gets my capital. Local high school in Tech get my capital. His emotional capital. His capital. No pro team, no pro team. You don't watch any of the pro teams. You don't spend a little bit of time. You don't care about the Dallas Stars right now in the playoffs. Not invested in the Cowboys and the was it the Cowboys and the Chiefs on Thanksgiving? Can't remember now. Is that they've been the NFL's been slow releasing over the last couple of days next year's schedule. I've just kind of lost track, and I'm like, okay, the good teams are going to play on the biggest days. And if not the good teams, then the teams that draw a lot of eyeballs, and that would be the Dallas Cowboys, because you invest your personal capital on it. You still do. You know it's true. All right. So again, tonight's topics. What if Wednesday? We love alt history around here. The topic tonight is what if Texas Tech in 1969 doesn't become Texas Tech University, it becomes Texas State University. While all around the country there were mass protests erupting across campuses, violent protests at times. We give you Kent State. At Texas Tech, there were protests over a name change. The students at the time were for the most part in favor of changing Texas Technological College to Texas State University. Faculty was pretty much on their side. Imagine that. The alums and a lot of people in West Texas wanted to maintain the Texas Tech portion, the double T aspect of it. Now, we know how it turned out. The legislature in 1969 changes the name to Texas Tech University. Not Texas Technological, you Texas Tech. And people at the time were saying, students and faculty, they didn't like it because tech was a made-up word. Tech is short for technological, which it was Texas Technological College, but not Texas Tech. So let's go all history on this one. What if Texas Tech were Texas State University today? Can you imagine it being TSU, like Tennessee State, or whatever? We were this close to it happening. It was very close, and then it wasn't. So I ask you tonight, how weird would that have been? Can you imagine it being Texas State University? And would that have been a mistake? There were a lot of people saying that if you went Texas State University, that it would put you on par with UT. That you looked around the country and you had University of North Carolina, North Carolina State, Ohio State, University of Ohio, which is in Miami, it has nothing to do with it. But there were those saying that that would move you up. Now, I think they made the right choice, but it was very close. So that's the what if question tonight. What if Texas Tech had changed its name to Texas State University? Would it have hurt the growth of the university? Would it have hurt the identity of the university? We look back now 55 years later and we ask that question. The other question tonight, who spoke at your graduation? College, high school? Do we have anybody tonight that had really cool, really awesome graduation speakers? You tell us. Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, Facebook Live. Get in now. All right. Let's go back up. Some of the comments rolling in. The Dallas Stars and the Texas Rangers are my pro capital for local teams. Why did they get your money and your time? What about the Stars are winning right now, the Dallas Mavericks, not the Texas Rangers. They need some offense. Thank you, Josh Young, yesterday for providing all of the runs. Just did a couple of home runs. It's really good. So who gets your emotional capital? Who gets your time? Who gets your money? You tell us. Alan, would changing it to Texas State give it land grant status? No, land grant worked in a different form and fashion over the years. So you would not have gone land grant just based on that alone. Does A&M have land grant status? They're the only ones that have it in Texas. I think you can only have one in a state. I thought it was A&M that had it. Could be wrong. Texas Tech is more marketable name. The double T logo, the real one, is iconic. I agree, but in 1969, that logo had only been used for about 7 years on Texas Tech helmets. Now, it had been used in other forms and fashion over the years, but the way you think of the double T logo was still almost in its infancy in 1969 from a helmet logo standpoint at Texas Tech. As crazy as that is to think about. But I agree, it's more marketable. Timbo sums it up. We can just end the show right now. Texas State would be lame. Yeah, I agree. There's no there. And that's not with 55 years of perspective behind us. It's just, it doesn't mean anything. Chris, most schools with state in their name are the clear second fiddle in their respective state. I agree, but there were a lot of people in the late 60s that wanted Texas Tech to evolve to become that they were willing to accept University of Texas here, that you could vault past A&M, you could vault past Baylor, you could move past anybody else and say it's Texas and Texas State. Texas, Texas State, however you want it. That was one of the selling points on the campus in the late 60s, was that would actually move you up higher in the pecking order. Craig is on Facebook. Brian Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. YouTube, Brian Hyatt's Raiderland. Subscribe, everybody. All of them are free. Subscribe to them all. Watch where you want to watch. Let's try it again for our English-speaking audience. If Texas Tech became Texas State, then we would have got Scott Bakula as our 30-year-old quarterback, Sinbad as a linebacker, and better yet, Kathy Ireland as the place kicker. You will not be touched. Oh, what a shame. Great movie. Still a great movie. Michael had a lawyer speak at my Texas Tech graduation, and he said, the rest of life is like a Furr's food line. I'm intrigued. Which lawyer was it? Mark Lanier. Could it have been? But I want to know, like, the Furr's food line. I mean, you got chopped beef over here, mushrooms, you can get that, brown gravy with the mashed potatoes. You got Jell-O salad, you can get okra. I mean, it's not necessarily bad. My graduation speaker was a great guy, but it just kind of felt like, nobody else was around. So, okay, he'll do it. He had been the president of America's biggest, fastest growing, most favorite airline in the 1980s before becoming president of Texas Tech University. And I'm talking about Dr. David Lawless. And I actually became kind of friends with him as the years went on. He was a huge Lady Raider fan. But yeah, in December of 92. So I graduated. I graduated in 4 years and 6 weeks. So I had to take summer school and then just wait around until the next December graduation, because they didn't do summer school graduation or whatever. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. So by the time graduation ceremony rolled around, I'd been out, been working, I've been doing stuff, and it was like, do I really got to go back for this? And then, worst of all scenarios, through no fault of my own academic success, I had to sit on the front freaking row and look like I was paying attention. So we had Dr. Lawless speaking. I can tell you today, all these years later, I remember not a single phrase uttered by a doctor. Did I say David? Robert Lawless. It was Dr. Robert Lawless. I remember not a single phrase uttered at my graduation. I remember it was cold. We were in the Coliseum. And when it was over, I was just like, okay, good. We're done with that. Now, over the years, Texas Tech, certainly Tech, has had some not more interesting. It sounds like I'm bagging on Dr. Lawless. But I mean, when it's your own president of the university, you're just kind of like, well, really, nobody else. Anybody could have showed up. The waitress Sue from the Pancake House, that would have been interesting. Would have paid to hear that. So we ask you tonight, who, if anyone interesting, spoke at your graduation ceremonies? And then what if Wednesday, what if Texas Tech had become Texas State in 1969? What if it weren't Texas Tech? How do you think it would have changed the course of the university, the history of Texas Tech? And then we are going big picture on Texas sports tonight, because baseball's in action tomorrow at BYU. 3 games that don't matter. Just trying to get ready for 4 days in May in the Big 12 tournament. And then softball Friday. The tickets went on sale this morning at like 8:30 or 8, and they were sold out in 30 minutes. Rock on. It's going to be, see what I said there, rock on, rock on. It's going to be incredible at Rocky Johnson. I liken it to the first regional that Texas Tech baseball hosted back in the mid-1990s. But we ask you tonight, which Texas pro teams get your money, your investment? We saw earlier this week the Dallas Mavericks getting kissed, and they get to They get to have the number one overall draft pick, which presumptively is Cooper Flagg. We'll see. But which pro teams in Texas get your money, your time, your investment? The older you get, and you guys, your younger guys will understand this. Older guys, you already get it. That your window shrinks. That when you're in your 20s, early 20s, single, maybe even married, but no kids or anything else, you got this wide array of time that you can spend on this and that and everything else. The older you get, it winnows down. Your time becomes more valuable. You don't just invest it on anything and everything just because it's on, just because it's Texas, just because it's the Cowboys, the Oilers, what, it doesn't matter. Texans. So who gets your time now and why? Which franchise earns your time and your money out of the Lone Star State? Which one gives you the biggest bang for the buck? I know we're focusing on kind of the four majors here, but those of you in the Metroplex or, some other cities, I know you've got, I'm not going to say minor league sports, but like MLS and some things like that, or, regional high, different things. Maybe you're in Amarillo. The Sod Poodles are a pro sports team. For our Amarillo people, do you invest in the Poodles of the Sod? Who gets your attention? Why do they get your attention? Because your attention is worth dollars. That's how they make money. You watch on TV, whether it's the Rangers or the Cowboys or anything else, your eyeballs don't lie. You can tell people you don't care, but on Sundays, when you're watching, they know. They know. So who gets it, and why do you care about what you care about? The Cowboys have done the best job, maybe in pro football, outside the Packers, of creating an identity with their fan base that almost tracks just like a college team. That people in the state of Texas, they act like they graduated from the University of Dallas Cowboys. They act like there is some sort of inherent birthright to them other than the fact that it just happens to be in Dallas. The Cowboys preyed upon that since the 1970s, and they've done a great job doing it. It's amazing how they do it, which blows my mind on pro teams, because to me, a pro team is no more, no less than a restaurant. If you serve me good food, if the service is good and I enjoy the atmosphere, I'll keep going. The minute any of that stops, I have no loyalty to you. I have no reason to keep going back. Yet in pro sports, people will support a bad restaurant and bad service for years and years and years for no other reason than it says Dallas, and that's in Texas. Ryan, you are absolutely correct. Thank you. Thank you for, there's more. About less time available for sports with a wife and family. Yeah, no, 100%. And I think even the younger guys probably understand that you get busier, you get whatever. Now, when you're in college and you're right out of college and you're single, I mean, you can watch everything all night long and do everything else. Later on, it doesn't exactly work that way. So you have to winnow down. You have to choose where you invest your time, and your time is money. So where do you invest it and why? Let's see. Who spoke at your graduation? That's one of the questions tonight. And then what if Wednesday, alternate history. We love alt history. What if in 1969, Texas Tech becomes Texas State University instead of Texas Tech University? Not Texas Technological, Texas Tech. It's not an acronym. It's not abbreviated. It's not anything. It's Texas Tech. There are still some people to this day that hate that. Somewhere lost in the art to the the dustbin of time and history. One of my dad's favorite shirts from when he was at Texas Tech, he had a old T-shirt, and it was the Texas Technological College T-shirt with the Texas Technological College seal, which is the same seal you have today, except they just put university on there and kind of move some stuff around. But actually the original one just had a Texas star. And then later on, they did add the cotton bowls representing the 10 cotton producing counties around Texas Tech and everything else. I would love to have that T-shirt. It was about a 1959, 1960 circuit T-shirt that I don't know what happened to it. I'm sure my mom threw it out at some point. Craig, I read somewhere that the Dallas Cowboys star and the New York NY for the New York Yankees are the two most recognizable sports logos in the world. I don't know about that, and I wouldn't say in the world because I don't know what Manchester United or the India and Pakistani cricket teams' logos are. I would be willing to say though the NY certainly in the Dallas Star is simple in its elegance and I love it. And they need to make it bigger on the helmets now. That's a crime that's going on in the NFL right now with the new era of helmets that have all the holes and crap in them that keep you from going brain dead. They still can figure out a way to make the logos bigger. We can do this. We can make it happen. We put a man on the moon allegedly a couple of times. So we can make those bigger. Gee, I don't know if I would go with the Yankees more than maybe the Cowboys. That people might just see if you just had the star, that might not translate. But NY translates to New York, and you go from there. Real quick, I want to see if anybody's paying attention. First person who can tell me, the New York Mets, where did their color come from? See if anybody's paying attention on that. Joe's jumping in on Facebook. Really excited about Nick Saban and the Megatech booster. He's not a Megatech booster. I mean, they're not going to straighten out college football. Cody Campbell, Texas Tech chairman, board of regents, former Red Raider football player. They are not going to straighten out college football. And even Nick Saban in the last 24 hours on the Feinbaum. What the hell's Feinbaum's first name? He kind of walked back some stuff on that and the idea of congressional involvement, and all of a sudden Saban seemed really kind of backing down on that. Congress can't fix college football. President can't do it. It's not going to happen. But that's cool. Yeah, Paul. Sorry, Joe. Paul Feinbaum. I don't know. I got a lot of names rattling around today. Yeah. So Saban on the Feinbaum show really kind of almost seemed to be distancing himself from that. And after it came out last week, you had a lot of people around college football, Greg Sankey, SEC people, saying, first we ever heard about this, we really don't, know anything about it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to get antitrust exemption for college sports. It's not going to work that way. Sounds good. Chris, talking about the New York Mets, it was combo of the Dodgers and the Giants colors. Well done. Good job. Best audience in the world. Yep. Giants and Dodgers leave for the West Coast. The New York Metropolitans come on in. Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. And they take the orange from the Giants and the blue for the Dodgers. And then they bring in Casey Stengel, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful and wonderful. And we give Robert credit. He just couldn't type as fast. Dodgers and the baseball Giants. Your baseball Giants. Nicely done. Not the football Giants, the baseball Giants. What if Texas Tech had changed its name in 1969 to Texas State University? How different would the growth of the university be? The identity of the university be? Anybody who graduated from Texas Tech from 1969 on, can you imagine being a proud Texas State? It just doesn't sound right, does it? It just doesn't work. Timbo, I hate how spell check changes tech to technical. And then Craig says they Googled the answer. They may have, but if they did, they Googled it really quick, right? We used to on the Williams and Hyatt show. We started it in the summer of 1994 with the daily trivia question, DTQ, daily trivia quiz. DTQ 1A, DTQ 1B. It was a total time killer. It was a total time filler. But back in 1994, when we started the daily trivia quiz, I had all sorts of reference material, access to different things, pre-internet, that folks just had to know it. You just couldn't just Google in and whatever. And it really, the daily trivia quiz, I can't remember if it made it through 1999 or not. But we finally got rid of it because it wasn't fun. And that used to be a staple of sports talk radio. The host throwing out a trivia question. And the audience, had to know it. Maybe you had the American League Blue Book or the National League Red Book. Hold on, was it National League Red Book or Blue Book? You guys don't know what I'm talking about. It was published every year. It was a preview of Major League Baseball by the AL and the NL. Blue Book was NL? I can't remember now. Guess what? Somebody's Googling it right now. Yeah, the whole trivia thing died 25 years ago. And now I don't know why, and I'll still hear it, that you'll still hear a host or somebody throw out a trivia question. I'm like, what are you doing this for? So the rule was if the first caller got the first trivia question right, we went to the DTQ1B, and we would have a second trivia question because we wanted to give out 50th Street Caboose gift certificates or a free meal at Gordito's. Joe Barnett says what everybody says out here. I like TTU. Chris, isn't that how Coronado got their colors, a combo of Lubbock High and Monterey? That is correct as far as we know. Coronado in 1966 created out of sackcloth and ashes in the LASD that the gold comes from Lubbock High and the red comes from Monterey. Now, of course, we know that Monterey is not red, it's pink and blue. So that cannot be possible. Coronado, the scarlet and gold, the red and gold, not the baby blue or pink of Monterey. Chris, I keep up with the DFW pro teams, but I mostly tune in for the postseason. So not spending too much time. That's one of the questions. Which Texas pro sports teams garner your time, your attention, your money, your emotional investment? Why do they do that? Do you believe that they're going to give you a good product? Do you believe that they're going to satisfy you as a fan? Why do they get your money or time? And then What If Wednesday, every Wednesday. Oh, and don't miss next week. Big announcement coming next week on What If Wednesday. Earth-shattering, life-changing. You won't know what to do with yourself. What If Wednesday? What if Texas Tech had changed its name in 1969 to Texas State University? A few more minutes left with you. If we hadn't gotten to anything you care about, fire away the question and comments. They're on the United Supermarkets chat line. There's one grocery store chain. There's one grocery store that supports Texas Tech, puts their names on things here in Lubbock. And then there's one in Lubbock, talking about a grocery store, that takes your money, ships it down south, and plasters their logo all over your hated rival. I'm not saying they're bad people for doing that. I'm not saying they're traitorous. I'm just saying you all have the ability to choose where you shop every single day. You do. Whether you're buying dog and cat food like I did today, along with cranberry juice. Cranberry pineapple juice blend. May I opine for a moment? Cranberry pineapple juice blend with Diet Sprite. Exceptional. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Ryan, I love Mahomes, but getting Chiefs fatigue with them playing on every holiday. You, Ryan, just illustrated why everybody hated the Dallas Cowboys in the 70s and the 80s and on after that they were the team that was on every holiday and every Monday night football game, everything else. That if you weren't just a hardcore Dallas Cowboy fan, you hated Roger Staubach, you hated Troy Aikman, You just said why the Chiefs are America's team right now. Timbo, my wife has multiple degrees from Southwest Texas State, and she refuses to say Texas State because it's lame. We applaud her for the multiple degrees. Bobcats forever. And yeah, Texas State. Just go back to like, you know, what was it? They were like normal school. You know, they were a teachers' college initially. I'm not bagging on teachers by anything. But the history of Southwest Texas State, I think at one time was like Texas Normal or Texas State Teachers College for the blind and people who like banjo music or something like that. It's a very long name. It's hard to figure. Craig with breaking news. Last night, Josh Young went 3 for 4 and had 4 RBIs. He had every RBI in the game for Texas. He produced every single run. He's really good. Raiderland Hot Links. See him in the mornings. That way Craig didn't have to do that because he knows he saw this morning on the Raiderland Hot Links highlights, everything else. Cool stuff. It's what we do. I'm just giving you a hard time, Craig. Nobody said the Rangers. I don't know. Somebody, yeah, Alan said the Rangers. On who gets your money. I think there are a lot of people out there who the Cowboys still get your money, your time, your emotional investment, and you're embarrassed to say it. That you're afraid people like me are going to make fun of you. And you're absolutely right. And you are intelligent to not respond that way. But I think about 90% of the people, 90% of the people would know that. Oh, I know you did. I know you're paying attention. I'm just saying we brought this to the attention of the people this morning, last night. Tomorrow, overrated, underrated, rated right Thursday. I'll give you a heads up on the topic. We're going to talk about TV series finales. This time of year, this is when all these anniversaries come up, like Moonlighting ended 35 years ago today or whenever it was. It's far too long. Great show. The series finale of Family Ties, the series finale. So we're going to talk about overrated, underrated, and rated right TV series finales. You will be shocked when I give you the one that I think is one of the most overrated TV series finales of all time. And a great show, a legendary show. But the finale, looking back, and maybe even in real time, incredibly overrated. So get ready for that tomorrow. We'll have our Raiderland Hot Links ready to go in the morning on the website. I ask you to do one important thing for us tonight. Share this with your friends, your family. Put this out there on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe to all of our channels. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook and Facebook Live, where you can watch it there. And, of course, I mentioned Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. So you guys are awesome. You already knew that. I think I've got some tacos to eat tonight. Tacos. Anybody see the commercial Harry Carey does for taco salsa in Chicago in the 1980s? It's beautiful. All right. So share this out there. Do what you got to do. We appreciate everybody. United Supermarkets taking care of us on the chat line, the communication transom, Middleton and Son, the best in farm and ranch realty, buying or selling. You know who you need to call there. And then, of course, Sideline Provisions. Look as good or even better than your favorite team, depending on how they're playing. You can get that at Q4 in Lubbock, or just click on our link on the website at theraiderland.com tonight with this broadcast. It'll take you right where you can order, no matter where you call home. We'll see you in the morning, theraiderland.com.